Hi guys, I'm Sincerity. Welcome to today's video. Sorry I haven't been uploading a while. I've just sort of been going off and doing my own thing and learning new stuff. Like I'm actually making music now and I'm doing more stuff with Adobe products. But anyway, that's beside the point. I'm finally uploading another video. So, what we're going to be doing today is I'm going to be teaching you the basics of cell fracturing and rigid bodies. That may sound incredibly complex, but I assure you it is not once you get your head around it. So, I made this using those basic physics, and I think it looks pretty badass. I'm just what you made, God. Not many I trust. I'ma go my own way, God. Take my fate to wherever you want. So that was an intro made for one of my friends, and I just think it looks amazing, especially how like some of the blocks just stay as they are, but some of them just like fly off into the distance. I just think it looks freaking amazing. Like I still can't get over the fact that I made that all in Blender, no external programs. So what we're going to do is, well, first I'm going to enable screencast so you can actually see what the hell I'm doing. Icon text, boom, done. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I actually don't have a model pre-made for me to destruct. So unfortunately we're just going to have to go for a typical thing here. So what we're going to do, we'll check this. We'll check these shading to smooth, because who likes a blocky looking monkey? I certainly don't. So what we're going to do is we're just going to set the camera to there. It's really irrelevant. You're learning the technique, how to do it, not the actual setup, because we will cover that in another video. So what we're going to do, just going to have the monkey in the center there. Delete that. Delete that light. You don't need that light. Screw the light. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to select this by right mouse clicking on it. And on the left hand tab, you should see tools, create, relations, and then animation, and then below that physics. So click that, and we're going to add a active physics like thingy, like a rigid body. Like it'll all make sense in due time. Due time, child. Okay. So I'm just messing with the settings over there so we can have it nice and sexy. Okay, so now we've enabled the rigid body. What we're going to do is we're going to cell fracture this monkey. So press space on your keyboard. Yes, the big massive long button. We're going to type in cell using your keys. And then you should see cell fracture selected mesh objects. Okay, so question. But what if I don't have this? Okay, don't worry. All is not lost. Go down to user preferences or Control-Alt-U, but I doubt you know that if you're watching this video. Okay, go to add-ons, type in this little search bar, cell, and you should see object cell fracture. Go ahead and enable that and then save it. If you don't save it, it won't happen. So again, getting back to this, press space and then type in cell and then boom, press enter. Okay, what we're going to do is, don't worry about all these settings over here. They are completely irrelevant for what we're doing today. And I will go over how to use a grease pencil in due time. Source limit. Okay, we're going to change that to a nice sexy number, 400. And then noise, we're probably going to change that to like 0.5, because why not? Again, you can always mess with these settings. Don't be scared. Don't be like, oh my god, I have to do what he does because he knows everything. Like, I don't. All I know is from what I failed and what's not worked, and then I've changed it to what does work. So, I guess you could copy me. But you got to experiment for yourself, man. Like, you've got to experiment because that makes you a better animator. Okay, scale, we'll leave these all at 1 because I cannot be bothered to mess with the scale. Okay, we're going to change the recursive shatter to about 4. And then the source limit to about 32, because why not? And then select the, just keep it simple. We'll leave all these settings here, and then random, we'll keep that like that, and then mesh data, smooth faces, if you do that, if you check that, it looks really weird, because instead of making nice sharp edges like it's been sliced, it makes everything smooth, which I mean is good for some animations, but just not this one. Okay, margin, basically that stops everything from just completely spazzing out on your screen when you select enable animation. Recenter, don't know what that means, and I've been using this program nearly 3 years. And then, okay, basically everything's done to press OK, and then that'll start doing stuff in the background. And then when it's done, don't worry if it takes ages, because I've accidentally set that to like 40,000 and like crashed my PC. Honestly, don't worry. And it's not responding. Great. But hopefully that'll come back with us in a sec when it has decided to work. Okay, cool. So, on the next layer, don't worry, because you'll be like asking, oh, where's it gone? It hasn't done anything. And then you'll do that whole process again, and then still nothing will change. Don't worry, it's gone to the next layer. So, my god, what ugly, deformed face have we created? Jesus. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to select all these faces. So we've got nothing in our scene, so we can just press A, and that'll select everything. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add a active, directly. Add active. I think that'll be good. Okay, so then we're going to press play and everything explodes. Brilliant. Okay, so I think we'll add a passive. Okay, what happens? What happens? Nothing happens. Suzanne. Wow, what a name for a monkey. So, what we're going to do is now we're going to add in a object that we can use to like, completely and utterly destroy this monkey. So, we're going to press Shift A to add in our object. Why not? Let's add in a UV sphere. Drag it that away. Scale it down and then scale it on the y-axis like loads. So it somewhat looks like a bullet. Wow, my animation skills on point. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add a active rigid body to this and basically make that. Then what we're going to do is, again, we're going to press I. So having this selected, so don't do a thing. Having this selected, we're going to press I on our keyboard. And then you'll see insert keyframe menu. That will pop up. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to keyframe the location because we don't really need to keyframe anything else. Then on frame 30, we're going to keyframe the location again, but we're going to change it so it's like through the monkey. So then let's keyframe location again. Don't forget, when you're keyframing, okay, always keyframe from frame 0. Then move the little green bar and then keyframe again to where you want it. So then, okay, so have that. Press I. Have it where it is, wherever it is. Where you want to move it, select the green bar, move it to where you want, then press I again. Okay, so before we do anything else, you've noticed that, oh, that started to fall. Don't worry, we're just going to open this up so we can actually see the rest of the settings on there. And then this, you'll see that it has dynamic. Uncheck that. We don't need that. And then select animated. So now it'll only do what we tell it to do. Okay, so you'll notice the monkey didn't completely and utterly disintegrate. So why that is because we've selected passive. So what we're going to do, deselect that, so press A, and then we're going to press B on our keyboards, and then select all of the monkey. We're going to change that to active. So hopefully now, and it just about misses, great. We're going to set the gravity to 0. So what we're going to do, you know this little earth looking thing and these little postcards, we're going to set the gravity to off. So now it has no gravity. So now what happens is boom, look what we've done. Jeez, we've just completely and utterly disintegrated that monkey. Boom. So as you can see, it's a little bit of an issue because basically Blender, because it's so freaking smart, decided to put like all of its vertices in that little condensed area. Like, what are you doing, Blender? Like seriously, bro. Okay, so basically that looks pretty damn cool. So now we have the bullet going through, and if you want an even cooler effect, just set the frames to 60 FPS because like everything looks better in 60 FPS. Like, boom. Oh my god, that's slow motion though, where it was like lagging out. It was like where everything's like cached. It looks pretty cool. Just like goes through and then like it slows down because it's not cached. It just looks brilliant. Like, damn. And if we were to put that in rendered view, and just change the world to like white. Damn. So that is pretty much it for this tutorial. Also, one thing before I forget, because I know this will mess some people up if you're using it for more complex animations and you're using it for more or longer physics simulations. What you want to do is go back to the tab that we were on, and then you want to go to steps per second. I just need to find it real quick because it actually wasn't on there before. Render layer, where is it? Okay, I think it's on here. Scene, and then what we're gonna do is don't want gravity. Don't want custom presets. Rigid body cache. Okay. There it is, frame on which simulation stops. So if we were to set the end frame to like 500, you'll notice that it only actually has a rigid body for 250 of those frames. So it just stops. So what we're going to do, it says end 250 here. I'm going to set that to 500. So now we have a beautiful animation of 500 frames. And again, whichever you want to do, set that to 350 or 10 or whatever. If you want to keep things simple, we can actually see when the bullet hits. So just deselect everything. So we'll skip to the next frame. So it actually hits on frame 14. So we'll start the rigid body at 13. So nothing happens until frame 13. So it just keeps it nice and simple. Did that get a different effect? Maybe not. I don't know. But I mean, still, that's pretty badass. So yeah. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. I've thoroughly enjoyed it, teaching you guys and making you learn something new every day. And please don't forget, if you make something with my tutorials, please tag me in it. I want to see what you guys are creating. I want to see that my knowledge is actually resonating with people. And I want to see you actually making stuff and doing your own thing. Because, like, you know, it's good copying other people, but it's amazing when you finally start diverging and making your own products. Because don't forget, no matter how unskilled you are, you have got to start somewhere. Like, back when I was 14 years old and I was starting this whole Blender thing, when I opened up the user interface, I thought, nope, screw that. And then I basically quit for like 2 weeks because I was so scared of like messing with anything and like doing stuff wrong. So I eventually started following tutorials, and then things suddenly came, and after a while, I just got my own creative flair. So, and I want you guys to do that. Don't be scared to experiment. Like, please, don't be scared. Like, nothing bad is going to happen from experimenting. Maybe you're going to have, like, an unfortunate render or a bad render, but you all learn stuff from experimentation. It is key to having any good animation and learning and becoming a better animator. So anyway, guys, with that, I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you in the next tutorial. Bye, guys.